Hey YouTube, Tooextrememx here, and today I am going to show you how to change a clutch. It works on just about any dirt bike, four-wheeler, or anything. They're pretty much all the same, as long as they use a hand clutch and a gear shift mechanism. They have this style clutch. The other style four-wheelers that don't have a clutch handle and basically put it in gear and just give it gas and go have a different clutch system. So though this here does not pertain to those models. This is for models that, like I said, have a shifter with an actual clutch that you have to let out for the vehicle to move. I am doing this on my YFZ 450. On the YFZ, you don't really have to drain the oil on the YFC. A lot of the four-wheelers and dirt bikes out there, you do have to drain the oil to do this. So, but with the YFZ 450 four-wheeler, you do not. What you got to do is, usually there's a cover, great big cover on the passenger side of the vehicle, which would be the right-hand side. Sometimes it's a whole side cover you have to take off. Sometimes it's just a small cover. In this case, it's just a small cover, so I have to remove all these bolts all around here. I've already done some of them, and I'm just going to pull this last one out here. And all you do is remove the cover. There are some pins holding it in place. And as you see, a little bit of oil in there. A little bit of oil will drip out. Just throw a rag under there. It'll catch it. Next part of this is you have, all clutches will have a spring, little bolts around the center. Each one of those bolts have a spring on it. And this is actually what they look like. This is what gives the clutch tension and holds the clutch, so that way it goes. When you pull in on your lever, it actually pushes this plate out and pushes on these springs. Now, I've already taken out most of them. They're usually 10 millimeters. Some of them I've seen are 8s. All you gotta do is take them out. Make sure when you remove them in a crisscross pattern. We'll get the rest of these ones out. This is a fairly simple job. As long as you have the right tools, it should only take you probably about an hour top to do this. One thing I do recommend is you get your clutch kit, your fibers and steel plates, before you go tearing your four-wheeler or dirt bike apart, because the fiber plates, you should soak them for at least 24 hours in the same brand and weight oil that you use in your quad or dirt bike. Alright, okay, we got them out. Set them aside. Alright, now the center plate, just wiggle it a little bit. Might have to get in there and pop it right loose, and it should come right off. That's what your pressure plate looks like. Now, along with the springs and this pressure plate, push against these fibers and actually bite down to give you the drive motion. And here's exactly what you have to change when your clutch goes bad. These plates right here are called fibers. They have a fiber contact adhered to the metal. And you have a steel plate, and what happens is these steel plates are connected to the center hub, and right now it's not going to spin too well because these are pretty well set, but when there's no pressure on these plates, the center hub will spin freely. That's the same as pulling in the clutch lever. Now when you let out the clutch lever, these fibers bite onto these steels and it spins this whole unit. And the whole unit is actually hooked to your transmission. Now, what usually goes bad is these fibers actually wear right down and stop actually biting in, so you have to replace these. Now sometimes you have to go through and pull them out one by one. Fortunately mine's wanting to come out all in one piece, so except for that one because I just pulled that one out, but you can pull it all out. Sometimes you got to pull them out one by one, but as you see, there's a bunch of them, and in between each fiber plate is a steel plate, and also with a clutch at the ends, each end is a fiber plate. So after your plates, your new plates, have soaked for 24 hours, what you're going to do is you're going to take each one at a time. Yeah, what you can do is have two piles. You get your steel pile on one side, fiber on the other, and basically you'll start by putting one fiber in, one steel in. Fiber, steel, fiber, steel. You know you have it right when your last plate before the pressure plate is another fiber plate. So again, it has one fiber on this end, one fiber on that end, and that there, you know, you just put it right back in. I'll do it with this. Can be a hassle. Fiber in. Steels line up with center. And these two are still together, so I'll just try and get these in here. Okay, fiber, steel, and it don't really matter which way they face, just as long as they're in there. Fiber, steel, fiber, steel. A lot of people wonder because steel plates, actually one side has a rounded edge and one side has a flat edge. One side, if you look at it from the side here, one's rounded and one's flat. It don't really matter. Just go ahead and just throw them right back. Throw them in. Just like that. Got them in. Put your pressure plate back on. Some pressure plates work like this. This is actually the actuator that pushes on this plate to release the clutch, so this will spin freely. As you see now, it is. When this pushes out, it relieves the pressure on these plates, so this spins, just like when you have holding the clutch in. Just put it on there, actuator's inside, and then you'll put the springs back in. And what you want to do is gradually tighten them down. Say you start from here to here, 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 here. Do it in like a star style pattern, just like you're tightening the lug nuts on your car. And tighten them down to the torque specs for the manufacturer. You should use a handbook, so that way you get all the torque specifications. Once you do that, you put your cover back on, tighten down the bolts, the torque on those also, and fill your bike or quad back up with oil, and you should be good to go. I hope this helped some people that were asking on how to change the clutch plates. It's a fairly simple procedure. Like I said, it'll take maybe an hour for the first timer. As you see, it only took me the length of this video, minus me removing some of the bolts already, but it's really simple. It should be really easy to do for just about anybody that has the tools. But there you go, folks. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, post a comment below. Please rate the video and have fun riding.